Hello little buns, it is Steph. Welcome back to my home. As you can see, I am joined here by two lovely guests. These are my parents, my mother and my father. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Very good.
Hi friends.
Do you want to say anything about yourselves?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. For those of you that do not know, I got very lucky to have a completely supportive family from day one regarding my transition and just everything in my life, which is great. And I'm very blessed, so thank you guys very much. I went to Instagram today because I get questions a lot about like, how do I tell my parents this, or how do I get my parents to understand me in this way? And I don't know how to help you with that, but my parents might have some more insight. So I thought we would ask them directly. So on Instagram, I asked you guys for questions that you might have for the parent of a trans child, and we're gonna answer them for you today, okay? Good times. How you guys feeling?
Are you talking to us?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm feeling well.
Okay,
We're
very
good. We're good. We got this.
Right, I'm just going to the beginning of the questions.
All right.
Wow.
So how many questions did you get, Steph?
I think somewhere just around 500.
Holy.
We're not gonna answer all of them.
That one just says yay.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay.
Yay!
Here's a simple one. How did you imagine Steph as an adult when she was a child?
I really don't know. I didn't really have an idea what my children would be like when they grow older. I didn't preconceive anything.
That's smart. I think that's smart. I think a lot of parents struggle because they have this preconceived notion of what their kid's gonna be like when they're an adult, and then that's kind of flipped on its head, sort of, in only one way, but I think a lot of people think it's so much bigger than that. There's a lot of just very vague questions about how do you get parents to accept their child's gender, but I don't know, that's kind of a big question, you know, it's kind of hard to answer, right?
And to me, you can't get someone to accept you. They either do or they don't.
Yep.
And that was not an issue with us. So I'm sorry.
But let's say the parent of a kid. I'll give you a specific example.
All right, that might help us.
They're okay with other trans people being transgender and transitioning,
Right.
but their child, no.
Why? I would ask them why. Why? What is it that you're afraid of? Because if they're accepting of other children, why would they not be accepting of their own?
Their problem is within themselves.
The T.
I guess the problem I think is they think it looks bad on them for some reason. It's okay for someone else to have a defective child, but not my child. You know, and so I think they must think of it as a defect.
They think of it as like a shameful thing.
We do not.
So okay, how would you advise people that see it as shameful to understand that it's not?
To look within themselves.
Yeah, because it's their problem. It's
Right.
not. There's nothing wrong with the child. The child is who the child is. It's how you. Again, we don't want to use the word perceive again, but that's what it is. It's like
It's
that's
true.
how you relate to your child.
Excuse me, Luce is eating her.
Oh, the doggo, the puppo.
Luce.
Lutz.
Sorry.
I don't know if I finished the answer, but
That's okay. It was a good answer. I had
Good
another
answer.
thought.
Good
I had another thought though. I lost it. She wants her wine. Oh, I forgot. Okay.
Okay.
Was it difficult to accept that I was transitioning? Be honest. If you had
No.
difficulty.
For
No?
your dad,
No.
no. For me, I remember I had a fear for your safety. That was a big deal
I know.
to me. So I had to work through that. And I also had to work through, I wanted people to see you as a wonderful, beautiful person that you are. And my basis of trans female was drag queens. And I was worried.
That's what she understood it to be. That's
Right.
not. She's not saying that's what she believes now.
No, not now.
But when
No,
I first
no.
came to them with this, that was what their understanding was.
that was her.
My
Oh, okay,
not
you understood?
dad's. Dad was better.
Oh, well, I want to hear about your understanding after.
Dad had a much easier time. I was worried that people would see you as some kind of an entertainment for them, and I
like
didn't.
a punchline.
Right, and I did not want that, and that really upset me. But then your dad helped me to better understand it. Now he can take over.
Okay.
It's not much of an answer. It's at that point we knew that you were who you were, and we knew I had the faith in you that you could understand who you were and to search out who you were and to communicate that to us so that we could help assist you in feeling comfortable with who you were.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. I think, okay, you mentioned you were worried about people seeing me as a punchline, and
Yeah,
a lot of
that-
people do see trans people as a punchline. and I
That
wanna-
devastates me though.
because in media all the time, it's like, oh, look at that man in a dress, that's so funny, or like, look at that woman with hairy legs, why, that's so funny, because everything is so rigid within these boxes of what is masculine and what is feminine. And
Things are changing.
yeah, things are changing, and it's better for everybody,
Right.
if we shake that up a little bit, because everybody's uncomfortable being stuffed into a box and like trying to fit something that, you know, maybe their elbow just can't get in the box, and like, why should it? If their elbow can't get in the box, they can rest it outside. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Thinking outside the box.
Yes.
Right.
Let's look at another question. What are some of the best things about having a trans child? Alternatively, here's a better way to ask this question is, how has transitioning affected our relationship? Relationships.
For me, I feel
Yeah.
that it has brought us closer.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
truly,
agree.
that experience in Boston, I wouldn't give that up for millions of dollars. I feel that brought us closer and closer together. And I didn't even think that was possible. Like, I felt like we were already very, very close.
Yeah.
But that experience, and both your dad and I, that was losing.
Perfect.
Yeah. Sorry, friends.
That's great. Okay.
Do you understand?
I think, what she said more or less, but I wanted to, I guess, to add on that going through that, you would need even more support than what we would normally do. So,
Yeah.
had you been not transitioning, had it been just what you thought you were before, right?
Uh-huh.
So, we would probably not have tried to step in and make sure you knew that we were there as
Okay.
much,
Okay.
because it's a little more of a challenge
Yeah.
for you.
I hear that. That makes sense. Like, you put more effort into making sure
Right.
I knew I was accepted because you knew
Right.
that I needed that.
You needed the
Yeah.
acceptance.
Yeah. Okay.
We needed to lead that.
And we
lead
need,
that.
we needed you to know that.
Well,
that
good.
you were totally.
I feel totally accepted.
Oh, good.
I would agree. I felt like I was very close to my mom before transitioning. I felt like I was close to my dad, but I felt like I felt like we didn't really understand each other that well. Like, I felt like there was a weird, I just feel like this feels so much more correct
It does.
than a father-son relationship.
It's honest.
Yeah, this feels
It's open.
better because I can be, I just feel like I
Right.
can be myself. I don't know, I didn't feel like he was making me not able to be myself, but I feel like now that I understand who I am, I'm more open to all kinds of communication from all kinds of people, and that happens to work with him. So, yeah, shit's good. Oh, if you went back in time to when I was younger and I was, I wanted to play with the dolls and like
Right.
I felt weird in gym class and stuff, what would you have done differently with your knowledge that you have now?
Wow.
That's a good question, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a good question.
Yeah, okay, so what would
Do
you
you
have
want
done
to answer
differently?
it?
How come I'm the one answering all these
Well,
questions?
because I live stream all the time. It's
Yeah.
your turn to.
They
take
know
the
my
spot.
mom.
Yeah. They need to get to know you.
I think I would have been a little more involved in getting you additional support. So talking to the teachers, talking to other people involved in your life, and let them know what you need
Yeah.
and how they can be helpful in
No, Lou.
you becoming who you wanted to be. So
Yeah.
I guess just stepping up and providing more support through other people.
That makes sense.
What?
She's barking at
She's
us.
barking at it. I would have just kicked ass.
When I was a baby?
Yeah, I would have been more, well, and it actually did happen on occasion where people would want to come up and touch your white hair and would, like, Steph always drew people's attention. Mainly it was because of the white hair then,
You don't
right?
need that
Like when
right
you
now,
were a
huh?
child.
Yeah, the white hair.
And I only got really angry once.
Mm-hmm.
And I just told that guy to get away from
What
us.
did he do?
He asked me if you also had web feet.
Right.
No,
And why
I-
did he ask that? Because I had widespread eyes?
You had white forelock.
So he was
So,
insinuating I was an
Get
alien
this,
or what?
Must have been
we
some kind
ran
of
into
freak.
this guy at a bean festival. A
Bean?
Yeah, it was like a harvest, but they had special activities for kids, like
I remember
pumpkin
this.
carving and stuff. And this guy came up to us.
Is that when I
then.
had the cute Adidas hat?
Yes.
Oh.
And this guy came up to us and was like, well, she got that, or he, or she, or
Whatever,
whatever.
at the time
has
was
this
he.
white forelock, whatever.
Yeah.
And anything else different? And I'm like, no.
You have no idea, sir.
Yeah. But then we later ran into this same individual at a Mr. Dress Up concert that we took you to. Your dad and I were both there. He actually walked up 2 aisles to come and ask us if you have web feet. And I told him, go back to your seat.
Where's the connection there?
I don't know. I just think, well, he had told me that he had read about these people with the white forelocks, and like he viewed you as, I don't know, some kind of a show or something, and
Well,
I was furious.
Look at me now. I am a
inside.
show.
And now I'm like, show
Whatever.
them.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think maybe
I
what
was
is useful
protective.
out of this information
Yeah.
is maybe they were used to people seeing me as a spectacle.
Yeah.
So it wasn't hard for them to learn how to adjust to a different kind of spectacle.
Well,
Does that make sense?
from the day you were born, like
Yeah.
people came from all over the hospital to see you
With my
because
little white
of your
patch.
your little white patch. And then
Are we getting off topic?
Yeah.
no, oh sorry, yeah.
I
but-
don't know.
I'm okay
No,
with the
we
story,
are.
but
No.
I don't want to waste your guys' time.
But I just
Oh,
thought
it's
it was
not a
I
waste
thought
of
it was kind of strange, the people that came, because
Yeah.
I felt like you people haven't ever met me and you're coming in to see my baby, like, you know, I wasn't comfortable with
They almost
that.
felt entitled?
Yeah, and I wasn't comfortable with that.
Yeah. Okay, let's say there's a parent that their kid says they're transgender and the parent actually has no clue what that is. What would you say to that parent?
Get a dictionary.
Oh, a dictionary.
There's no
No.
such thing anymore.
Well, look
Yes,
it
there
up
is.
then, I guess, on
There's
online
still
dictionary.
Online dictionaries, yeah.
Okay.
It's really not that difficult to understand. I can't understand someone not knowing what that would mean, transgender.
Well, I mean, for example, Mom thought it was like the same thing as a
That's
drag
true.
queen and
I
thought
did-
cross dressers.
yeah, I did.
And even, okay, so I've been watching a lot of SVU and Criminal Minds and stuff lately. And that's the same shows that I would watch with them when I was a kid at nighttime, that I
Right.
would be scared shitless, but like it was fine. And in those shows, there were often serial killers
That
who
were, yeah.
they would wear dresses, and that was so weird, and they would always be referred to as a man and as a psycho freak and all that. And that is, I think, what a lot of people have seen transgender people as, because that's the only thing they've seen. So they might know what it means, sort of, but they might not understand how completely small it is. You know, like, it's important that we transition, but it's not the entire part. It's not dictative of everything. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Okay? No, I understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess
So
it's hard for me to imagine
not knowing.
because it's commonplace for me now.
That's good. Okay, so I would say maybe if your parent does not understand who transgender people are, to give them as many resources as possible and examples of people that do different things to show them that it's not a job or like a hobby, you know? I don't know. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense.
And kind of for me, it helped talking to a transgender person.
Right, yeah.
And she cleared a lot of things up for me. And I asked her a lot of questions.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, I guess
So
if...
associate yourself with
Yeah.
somebody that has the knowledge, right?
True. Oh, this one's a bit different. It's not so much about how to talk to the parent, but it's about how to talk to your kid. Do you have any tips on how to talk to your kid who came out as trans? So like, if a kid comes to you and said, I'm transgender, I want to transition, what do you say to them?
Go ahead.
I'm not going to say it's easy. It is for me now, but certainly the first time, I guess, even though I guess I accepted it okay, it was difficult to know what to say,
Yeah.
what not to say. So it's a difficult conversation.
It's new territory
Yeah.
for a lot of people with their
And
kids.
you don't want to offend. You certainly do want to support if you are a caring parent.
I think the first thing you should say, like now that I've learned, is that I love you. That's the very first thing. I love you. Right?
Well, that's good.
Sure.
That's, yeah, I mean, that's a
Agreed.
good first step, for sure.
Right, right.
For sure. And then just, I would say, to add on to this, just to listen. So if your kid tells you you're trans, tells you, whatever. If a kid says, hey, I want to transition, listen to what they have to say. Don't assume anything. Don't tell them what you think that means. Ask them. If you don't understand something, ask them. Politely, obviously. Don't be like, well, what? I'm confused. Be like, I need help understanding. You know what I mean? Just keep it calm. You know?
Calm your tits.
Yes, calm your tits, Father. This person says, what's a way to help your mom, what's a way to help your mother cope with the change? My mom is having issues with that part. She feels like she's losing some part of me.
My God.
What would you say about the losing some part of you?
I've talked to other people that have felt like they were grieving actually the loss of a child, and I never had those feelings.
Can I actually say something here?
Sure, it's your show.
Yeah, that's true. When parents say they feel like they're losing some part of their child,
I've heard that before.
I lost a part of me during puberty that I got back from transitioning. Both of these people, who are they? Both of my parents will tell anybody that I am more like I was as a child
As a toddler.
than I was during, like, when I was a teenager. It was like a whole different person.
Oh yeah.
So when your kid is transitioning, you're getting them back. You're not losing your kid, you're getting them
So
back.
maybe ask that parent, when I was a toddler, what did you see in me that really excited you? Because that's going to come back.
What did you see in me that really excited you?
You were happy, you were kind and caring and innocent, and that's
Are you voguing?
No, I guess.
that's the
On
part
accident.
of you that was lost when you were
Forced through testosterone puberty.
when you were in puberty. You were
By your
not
body.
that happy, friendly, fun.
Oh, yeah, those were the-
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even like getting my picture taken. I would hyperventilate when I looked at myself in the mirror.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
pictures.
shower for months.
Years of angst.
I was confused.
It was
and
hard on
angry.
all of us.
And I wish I understood what was happening.
But
because then I
that's-
would have been able to help myself.
Right, and that's what I'm saying to Mom. Like, just embrace it. Like, you're actually going to find a happier child, whether it's trans
Right.
male or trans female. They're going to be happy.
Yeah.
Who they are.
Happier.
Or in the middle.
But yeah, whatever.
yeah.
Like, they're going to be happier.
Yeah.
Whoever they are, yes.
How long did it take your parents to accept your pronouns and use them? It took them like a couple weeks. They started immediately.
Yeah, we started immediately.
Still trying, he says.
No,
But he's
no,
good.
no.
No, I mean, like, every time they're with me, it's perfect. And if they slip up, like,
we
for
definitely
half a second, they
apologize
immediately
or-
switch.
Yeah.
And, you know, they know that they don't have to, like, get on their knees and beg for
No.
forgiveness. It's not
We
that
slip
serious.
up as much with you as we do with anybody.
That's true,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's just normal to slip up once in a while.
With
Like,
a name or a
yeah.
Right.
And I'm really bad with names.
Yeah. Even before, when I was a kid, my mom always got my name mixed up
I would
with
go
my cousin
through a roll
Sean.
call. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, my
So it isn't always about that.
Oh yeah, I would always call Steph Sean.
Oh, every time.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think it's because Sean and Steph had kind of the
Attitude.
same attitude.
I mean, I didn't.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would be like, Sean, Steph.
Yeah, it was like that. That's exactly
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
But it didn't take them long. And do you guys have any advice for people that are trying to get used to new pronouns?
I would say, like, give yourself a break too. I mean, if you make a mistake, apologize immediately, right away. And the person that you're addressing knows you love them, right? So they know that it's not malicious. And that was one of the things that we said to you right away, is that for 20 years we've addressed you this way.
Yeah.
So now we've got to learn.
And I understood
And
that.
it is, we have to learn it. But I would say within 2 months,
It was
really.
pretty much perfect within 2
It was
months.
pretty much
And the reason
perfect,
that it
yeah.
didn't bother me when they slipped up was because I knew they were making an effort.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it
But
might be
now
different
it's
if you know
rare.
they're not.
Yeah.
But no amount of resources is going to help somebody that just wants to hurt you.
And
you know?
for me, I guess the hardest part is when I talk about when you were a child. That's where I slip up more on.
Oh, and I get that because
Yeah.
a lot of people don't understand when you're talking in past tense about somebody.
Right.
And I will clarify right now. If you're talking about me when I was 3, before transitioning, obviously,
and I
you would
use
still use she, her pronouns and my name, Steph or Stephanie.
But I struggle, like that's where I
Because
make
you were
the
there,
mistakes.
and I
Yeah.
get that. That isn't,
Yeah.
but you know that you're supposed to do it the other way,
Right.
and you make an
Yeah.
effort to. So
Yeah.
that's fine.
I have several people at work that are accepting.
Good.
They love it. They love to hear what you're doing.
And if they had a transgender child, would they embrace them?
I think so.
Good. Well, what do you
Well,
think?
the one woman I work with wants her daughter to be as confident and capable as you.
Wow, very nice.
That's what she wishes for her own children.
Okay.
When she sees you.
So she doesn't even see the whole trans
She
thing.
doesn't
just
even
sees-
care.
She just sees
Yeah.
confidence
Good.
and
Hi, baby girl.
ability and
Trying to eat my
pride.
hand? And what drive?
Pride.
Pride.
Pride, yeah. I am proud. In the good way, not the sinful way. Is she yelling at us now?
Cordon bleu.
Oh, what is that? A beer?
It's a
It's
chicken
a
dish.
food.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a chicken.
food.
Swiss cheese or
Oh, like, oh,
beer.
It's good.
What do your parents think about your facial feminization surgery? I don't know, what do you guys think? Not about the result, but about, like, the concept, I guess?
I guess for me it's all about your happiness. It's not something that I would want for you, but if it makes you happy, then I'm all for it.
Okay, me too.
I'm happy.
Okay. Do you guys understand the concept of it? Like,
Yeah.
how it's reconstructive and it's not cosmetic.
Definitely.
Do you guys understand that?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I want to clarify that for anybody. When transgender people get surgeries, they're not cosmetic surgeries. They're not for us to feel prettier or to look better. They're about fixing something that happened to us that we didn't ask for.
But there's nothing against people that want to have some plastic surgery. To
Yeah, of course, of course.
Like I want to go back to Dr. Spiegel and get my furrow.
But I think it's also
in my
important
brow.
to understand the distinction between facial
Right.
feminization surgery and Botox injections.
Yeah.
Because when people hear trans people getting surgeries covered by insurance, they feel like appalled
No.
because it's, you know, like why would they get it? I want a nose job. Why can't I get that covered? And it's not the same thing. I don't know. Does that? Oh, okay. Here's something. So I'm not miserable anymore. But how do you cope as a parent seeing your child being miserable or put down for being different, especially in a small town? Like how did you, like when I was in high school and really miserable and like I hated everything, how did you guys deal with that? Like for your own, because I imagine it'd be hard to see your kid like that. So how did you deal with that for yourself?
I know you're looking at me.
It broke my heart.
I guess I didn't see it. I wasn't. You were at home.
You worked a
through the
lot.
day. I would show up for dinner, like before dinner, when I got home, and I'd heard how your day went and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I didn't see it when you came home. I didn't see you come home early from school, that kind of thing.
That
So-
was,
And it was a different thing at that time. We were identifying differently
Yeah.
at that time, so
It was maybe a different.
it was heartbreaking to me.
Okay. Well, what do you?
It really was. Like even people that I admired or I cared about or whatever, if I would hear a joke that kind of would make you be the brunt of that joke.
Or like a gay joke or something?
It
Okay.
devastated me. It devastated me. And then what happened was I just kind of decided I don't need any friends. I don't need people to pretend for me. Either you're accepting or you're not. And like that's
No
what
time for fake bitches.
No. And what I find is that your dad is my best friend, and our family have been there for me. I just think, if you're in a situation where you're telling a joke, look around, like think about it before you say it, And I don't think anybody did it maliciously, but it would happen and it would hurt me.
Yeah.
Does that answer that?
No, it does. So, like, I mean, I feel the same way when I see watching like Family Guy or American
Right,
Dad
right.
or South Park, and the joke is that a woman has a dick, or this woman is hairy or has a beard, or
right.
this woman has muscles,
And now
or
I look at all those things and I'm like, oh
and it's something that I would have laughed at
I would
12
have.
years ago,
Yeah, maybe
5 years
20
ago,
years ago I would have.
and now you have to examine it and understand. Like,
Right.
it almost, you don't even think about it. You just like, that feels wrong now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just.
But
happens.
it's a we've learned a lot. That's
Yes, you have. I don't love this question, but I think it's important maybe to hear your answers. Do you ever miss having a son?
no.
Not at all. We have.
It wasn't about me
Yeah.
being a son, it was about me being your child.
Right. Right.
I didn't go anywhere.
No.
Right.
No, we
Yeah,
don't miss.
so you don't miss anything because I didn't go
We
anywhere.
still have 2 children.
Right.
Still, yes.
Also, they still have another son, so like.
Yeah, we have our Anthony.
But also,
Yeah.
I think as parents, you shouldn't. Like, even when I hear people saying, "Oh, I really want a boy," I'm like, why?
I didn't care.
There's no
Even-
difference. There's no difference.
No, when
you
I
don't
was
have to raise them
pregnant,
any
I
differently.
didn't really care.
No,
I
but even
didn't.
if you did, that's okay. Time has changed a lot.
Yeah.
But I think now, like, why would you prefer a gender over another?
I wouldn't.
That's weird.
I don't think we ever did. I don't.
I don't know. It just
I
makes
don't
me
think
feel.
that
makes
was
me feel
ever in
weird.
our.
Okay, cool.
We didn't care.
Okay, nice. Another question, kind of like that. Does your dad feel like he lost a son, or does he feel like he's gaining his child back? I don't think. I mean, what do you feel? What
You
do you-
didn't go anywhere.
Exactly. Like, yeah, another one. Is it really like losing a child?
Not,
It's not.
Not to us. at
I
all.
think so many. I don't know why people have that
We
feeling.
No, but I have talked to many people that have felt that way.
Did they tell you why?
Because in their minds, they.
It's all about the parent.
Right.
Like the parent has the problem. Parent has to go and get someone to talk to work that out with
Right.
in their own mind. It's
Yeah.
nothing.
I kind of think in their minds they decided on their child's future, and that's
Yeah.
wrong.
That is wrong. Yeah.
That is wrong. Like we want you to be who you are and what you want to be and do what you want. But other parents have decided, well, this is my son. He's going to marry this girl. Like
Well,
that's.
I love my
So-
dad, and he pushed me into playing hockey
Okay.
when I was very young. I didn't like playing hockey. I was a defenseman. and I could not hit forwards coming in. And I was a lousy hockey player as a result. I couldn't play my position very well because I didn't like hockey. But I'm sure my dad, if I was going through what you were going through, my dad would feel a loss that I wouldn't be a hockey player. But my dad's in a different age.
Of course,
different time,
yeah.
So
that makes sense.
my boy's going to be a construction worker like me or something. You know, like they have that association. Like I'm proud to be a policeman, so my boy's going to be a policeman. You know, and they might lose that that future, like you said, perception of who their child is going to be.
I think it's important for these people to understand, though, is that their kids can be like them without being exactly like them.
Right.
Like, I'm like both of you in a lot of ways, but I don't do the same work. I don't like the same things. Like, I don't know. I don't understand. And I know that it's not as prevalent now, but I don't think it is appropriate or healthy. Healthy is a better word. I don't think it's healthy for a parent to decide on exactly what their kid's going to be like, because there's no way for you to know that they're going to be happy like that. And your priority should be your kid's happiness, not them living up to something you didn't. You know what I mean? I'm teaching you.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Let's end this on a happy note. Somebody asked what your favorite childhood memory of me is.
Well, I think we agree on that one.
Is it the Cinderella one?
Yes.
Yeah. Why don't you tell that story?
You want me to tell her or you tell her? Go ahead.
You remember more of the details.
I was chasing her, that's
You were chasing me?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you tell it?
Okay, so this is how I recall it.
Uh-huh.
Steph had Valentine's all made up for all of the girls, so Belle,
The Disney
Snow White,
princesses.
all the girls of Disney. Princesses, right. And so our task that week that we went was to hit all of these characters and give them their Valentines. Well,
Yes.
here's Cinderella. Was it Cinderella? Not Sleeping Beauty,
It was
right?
Cinderella.
And she's coming down the float on this large parade, and you know they got security and ropes and all kinds of things to prevent people from getting to them.
Yeah.
So Cinderella comes down off her pumpkin carriage, whatever it is, and she starts walking toward people, and Steph just makes a beeline for her, underneath the security guard's arms and right to Cinderella, and Cinderella opened up her arms and welcomed her in, and we got a picture at that moment, and I think that's in both of us, that is one of those pictures that you'll never remember.
It's a really
never
nice
forget.
picture.
I don't ever want to forget that moment.
Yeah.
I never want to forget.
Do you have anything to add to that,
And the
Mom?
moves.
What, to get under the security?
Yeah, like security. What I love is Disney.
school them.
Disney security is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's
And,
not a profile.
Like they had, and Cinderella was actually up on the float.
Was she?
And yeah,
Oh, I thought she
because
had
I
come
was
down.
right on Steph's heels with the camera, but I was more scared that Steph was running out into the
Gonna
parade.
get run over by a float?
Right. So the security see Steph coming and they're like ready to block her and stuff. Well, Steph just runs around one and then underneath the other one's arm. And Cinderella sees her coming and opens up her arms, and Steph ran right into them. And I don't ever want to forget that memory. And
Well, very nice.
And I snapped the picture, and this camera was happy.
Oh, it was an old school 90s, like, this was what,
Right,
90,
it was a
99?
happy camera.
1999 it had to be. It couldn't have been later than 1999.
No, it was 2000. Yeah,
Okay,
2000. Yeah.
I stand
And your
corrected.
dad would carry the video camera, and I
And
would
the
carry the
bottles of
picture
water.
camera. He had a backpack with
Yeah.
bottles of water. Now when we go to Disney, hey, we just buy it. Like it was a mistake we made, and
Hell carrying all that.
Lucy,
Yeah.
are you gonna stop
Yeah.
jumping on me? Do you hear her?
She's
Can you guys-
excited.
She's been trying to jet on me and eat my fingers for like 20 minutes.
yeah.
We're gonna go now so we can deal with this.
Bye. Go. Oh wait.
We're not saying bye quite yet.
Okay.
I want you guys to know, well, I hope this can be a resource for you or your family members if you are having trouble explaining things to them or opening up a conversation. I hope maybe you can send this to them and show like, look, this transgender person has a great relationship with their family's greatly supportive, and everybody is fine. Nobody died. Nobody feels lost. I hope maybe that's something, like, I know this is not an answer to every question, and I know that you can't solve every problem the same way, you know what I mean? But I hope this can help somebody. So please share this with your family and share it with people that you might think need help with their family or something. You know what I mean? Just do it. And we will see you all later. So until next time, just remember you are
A doji mat? Doji?
like a dog? Like
Dog.
the pillow? Doggy?
A cuddly dog.
Doji pillow.
A cuddly doggy pillow.
You guys are a doggy. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's doggy or dog or
Dog.
here dog, take that. I love you so much. Bye.
Love you. Bye.